From transit wars to excellence in corporate governance. Ventspils Nafta Group, top 20 by revenue in Latvia. The largest shareholder, Vitol, the world's leading independent energy trader. VN Group consists of a petroleum products terminal, a pipeline company, and a shipping company. In 2009 and 2010, the group's reputation was seriously undermined due to its involvement in the so-called transit wars and alleged asset stripping in a daughter company. In 2010, Latvian shipping company suffered a loss of more than 100 million euros. The change of management in LSC turned into a big public brawl, with the previous management board and council resisting dismissal, the LSC headquarters being fenced with barbed wire, and convened meetings of shareholders being cancelled more than once. Eventually, a shareholder meeting convened far away from Riga in a godforsaken place in the woods encircled by armed security staff. Despite this, in late 2010 the previous LSC management was eventually replaced and several actions were brought against them for the generous 7-digit compensations and also for other loss-making deals. Thus, by the end of 2010, throughout Ventspils Nafta Group, management with close links to the political elite was replaced by real experts in the industry. The political game was over. It was critical that these changes in the company were communicated to stakeholders. However, even a year later, following the replacement of the management, 39% of opinion leaders believed that Ventspils Nafta was still under a strong political influence and was not doing transparent business. Therefore, communicating the change in the group to stakeholders and dispelling the untrue myths surrounding the group's business became the top priority goal of communication. Regulators, legislators, opinion leaders and media were the prioritized target groups for communication. To attain the goal, 2 choices of strategic importance were made. The approach for communication was changed radically to apolitical, with emphasis on information about the group's business and development plans. Proactive transparency was defined as a value in the communication process. What did we do? Of course, all the classic stuff. All group companies had their websites redesigned and Facebook and Twitter accounts set up. Webinars for investors were arranged on a regular basis. Business-focused interviews were given to media. It worked. If 2 years ago media headlines were dominated by news about scandals, now the message was about business. Previously, communication with journalists was a tool for shareholders to sort out their relationships. Now business comes to the foreground, and this allows us to see, as if for the first time, the importance of this transit company for the Latvian economy. In addition to that, in December 2011, VN Group organised its first business update for stakeholders. Transit business, which is a very secretive business, had seen nothing like that before. It is also a new approach in investor relations practice. After the second business update in 2012, opinion leaders have changed their valuation. Presentation of this type, saturated with figures and future plans, and the overall openness is something unprecedented ever since the foundation of Ventspils Nafta. Another activity that deserves to be singled out is the new corporate magazine, Ventspils Nafta Restart, at last outside politics. The publication was delivered to 1,000 stakeholders, of which 300 received it with a personalised message. Media used the magazine contents for writing their news articles, and members of parliament talked about it in social media. Result? Analyses conducted by the stock exchange showed in just 2 years investor relations of VN improved by 42% and those of Latvian shipping company by 50%. The two were given the first and second prize in Nasdaq OMX Baltic Market Awards in the category The Best Improvement of Investor Relations in the Baltic States in 2012. Changes are obvious. There is progress in corporate governance culture and level. I dare say that the company has reached, or is not far from reaching, the level in corporate governance that is typical for the civilized world. From this aspect, Ventspils Nafta is close to the point that it can become the best listed company. In less than 2 years, VN Group has turned from a fighter in transit wars into a model of excellence in corporate governance.